everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. As you can see by my setup, today we will be playing Phase 10 Chooses My TBR. I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently, as if you've ever watched one of these videos, you know that normally in the intro I'm not sitting in front of the board. But this month, since I'm participating in Believeathon, and I am planning to do a book for each and every prompt, I thought that I had enough options that hopefully I'm easily able to put together a TBR. Obviously, I have a few prompts that would make that tricky, like highest or lowest rated, or anything that involves a randomized generator, but I'm hoping that for the most part, I can give you my full TBR using the books that I'm already reading for Believeathon so that I'm not adding any more books than necessary to my TBR. So if you haven't checked one of these videos out before, I will leave the link to the playlist in the description below. Basically, I took the Phase 10 card game and created a TBR game from it. It's pretty simple and straightforward if you know how to play the game. Like I said, I'll link the playlist below so you can check out the first one where I go into depth about the rules. But for now, let's jump into the game. I've got my prompts here and my deck here. The cards from last time are out of the deck. I'm working to get all green cards so I can complete my phase. Let's see if the cards are kind to me. Draw number 1. It's a red 1. Well, that's not going to complete my phase for sure. And the prompt for red 1 is Book of the Month. So obviously, Book of the Month can't be a middle grade as they don't do middle grades. So for this, I'm going to read Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manasala. I believe this is a cozy mystery. Yeah, it says the first book in a new culinary cozy series full of sharp humor and delectable dishes, one of which might just be killer. I really enjoy a good cozy mystery, and they tend to be quick reads, which, given the size of my TBR, I can really use. So hopefully I'll be able to get through this one quickly. Draw number 2 is a green. Okay, I think I'll go for the yellow 7. And yellow 7. Food or drink on the cover. So for this one, I'm going to read Cream Buns and Crime by Robin Stevens. As you can see, there's like cake and I would assume some kind of cream bun on the cover, which counts as food. This is a bind up of a bunch of different stuff set in the Murder Most Unladylike series, and I believe it has a few of the mini novels in it, along with some other stuff. Shockingly, none of the 30 books I have on my Believeathon TBR seem to have food or drink on the cover, so I grabbed this one. As, again, it's short, it's middle grade, and hopefully won't add too much strife to my very bloated TBR. Draw number 3 is a red 6. And the prompt for red 6 is Set in Another World. So for this, I will be reading Maybird Among the Stars by Jodi Lynn Anderson. This is the second book in the Maybird series. And in this series, May ends up accidentally traveling to the land of Ever After. It says, a fearful and fantastical realm located among the stars, the Ever After is full of phantoms and poltergeists, goblins and ghouls, and all manner of things that go bump in the night. So this is definitely set in another world. So perfect for this prompt. I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm looking forward to checking out book 2. Draw number 4 is a yellow 9. And the prompt for yellow 9 is Cozy Mystery. So for Cozy Mystery, I will be listening to Murder in the Reading Room by Ellery Adams. This is the 5th book in the Book Retreat Mystery series. These are cozy mysteries that follow Jane and her great aunt and uncle and her twin boys who run a resort that caters to book lovers. I've really enjoyed this series, and While it is obviously not on my Believe-a-thon TBR, it should again hopefully be a quick and easy read. And since it's an audiobook, I will be able to listen to that while physically reading something else. Draw number 5 is a blue 2. And the prompt for blue 2 is lowest rated. So the lowest rated book on my physical TBR is The Lies They Tell by Gillian French. This has a 3.34 rating on Goodreads. It says, the town of Tenny's Harbor, Maine, is still reeling from last summer's tragedy, the unexplained fire that ravaged a grand house, killing almost all of the Garrison family. Everyone thinks Pearl Haskins' father, the caretaker of the property, is responsible. While he goes on one booze bender after another, Pearl's future doesn't seem to hold much more than serving food to the rich townspeople at the local country club. Only, this summer, a group of privileged boys has made a point of sitting in Pearl's section, inviting her to join them. A group that includes Tristan, the last surviving Garrison. Befriending the boys could mean getting closer to the truth and clearing her father's name. But there may be uglier secrets in the seaside town than Pearl is prepared to face. So with such a low rating on Goodreads, I don't exactly have a lot of high hopes for this. But on the bright side, if I really hate it, I can DNF it, and that'll mean getting through it faster. So I guess I'm reading this month. Draw number 6 is a yellow 2. Shortest book on my TBR. So the shortest book on my TBR is Dummy of a Ghost by Sue-Ann Jaffarian. This is book 4.5 in the Ghost of Granny Apples mystery series. And according to Goodreads, it comes in at 106 pages. So since I haven't read book 4 in this series, and I would have to read that first, I'm not going to be reading this one. I'm going to read the next shortest book on my TBR, which is Dear Mr. Henshaw by Beverly Cleary. This book clocks in at 134 pages, so it's still really, really short. And it is also on my Believe-a-thon TBR. So I'm going to give myself a break for this one and count this as the shortest book on my TBR. Draw number 7 is a yellow 9. This prompt won't have been on the board long. It's probably another one that has nothing to do with middle grade. Newest purchase. So for newest purchase, I know exactly what I'm going to read, and that is Crownbreaker by Sebastian de Castell. This is the 6th and final book in the Spellslinger series. I have been doing a read-along of the series with a group on Discord, and November is the month where we're going to read the last book. I have ordered it. I'm just waiting for it to come in the mail. Therefore, it is my newest purchase. I am really looking forward to seeing how this series wraps up, and this was going to be on my TBR regardless, so I'm glad I can squeeze it onto my Phase 10 TBR. Draw number 8 is a red 9. And for this, I got Different Culture. For this prompt, I'm going to read Count Me In by Varsha Baja. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. It says, Karina knows hate crimes happen everywhere, but she never imagined she'd face one herself. Karina isn't friends with Chris, the kid next door. Why would she want to be when the guys he hangs out with act like a pack of rude, laughing hyenas? But when her grandfather starts tutoring him and the three of them begin spending time together, she's happy to discover that Chris is not at all like she expected him to be. Then something unthinkable happens. A stranger assaults them, targeting and badly injuring her Indian-American grandfather. Karina and Chris are devastated but vow not to let hate win, and when Karina's moving social media posts about the attack go viral and the press descends, she and Chris have to decide how they will use their newfound fame. It's intimidating to speak out, but how can they not? So it certainly sounds like this is going to have a different culture to mine, and I am really interested in this book, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. Draw number 9 is a green 9. Oh, do I go red 4 or yellow 4? I'm going to say red 4 because I've already gotten 4 yellows, and maybe the red will be kind to me. It wasn't. The prompt for red 4 is adult. So for this, I'm going to read A Knight's Tale by Sophie Kelly. This is the 10th book in the Magical Cats mystery series. In this series, we're following Kathleen, who is a librarian and has two very special cats, Owen and Hercules, and they end up solving murders together. And I have really enjoyed this series, so if I have to put another adult novel on my TBR, I figure why not continue a series I already really enjoy. And what is hopefully my last draw number 10. A Yellow 8. And the prompt for Yellow 8 is Low Expectations. For Low Expectations, I'm going to choose Leo Gray and the Lunar Eclipse. This is a middle grade sci-fi. For Believe-a-thon, I'm using this for book I think may surprise me. And the reason I'm doing that is because sci-fi as a genre tends to be hit or miss with me. I tend to either really enjoy them or really dislike them. So I'm going into this one with low expectations because of the fact that sci-fi can be hit or miss for me. The back says, who hasn't dreamed of going to the moon? That dream for 11-year-old Leo Gray is about to come true, but he's in for the surprise of his life. In the year 2113, most people live in robotically maintained homes, ride around in self-flying cars, and wear ozone-resistant clothes. Most people, that is. Just not Leo Gray's parents. They're stuck in the past, and science know-it-all Leo is completely fed up with his beyond embarrassing living arrangement with them. But when he enters a rocket building competition for a chance to attend the Lunar Academy, Leo's luck finally seems to turn in his favor. However, it's not long after stepping foot into his dorm room that Leo discovers the moon's celebrated city is harboring a world of dark secrets. It's soon a race against the clock for Leo and his friends. Andromeda Groves, a code-hacking whiz from Canada, Pavo Digby, a history buff from Brazil, and Gus Pinwheel, a musically gifted and comically endearing Aussie, to intercept and foil plans to destroy the city, leaving the group's leader faced with the decision that no 11-year-old should ever have to make: save the Earth or save himself and the city he fought so hard to reach. Leo Gray and the Lunar Eclipse is an epic adventure set in a wonderfully imaginative, futuristic world overflowing with robots, anti-gravity sports, superhero-esque suspense, and page after page of laughter and heart that will leave all who read it gripped. So it sounds interesting enough, but like I said, I never go into sci-fi with high expectations because, like I said, there's a 50-50 shot I'm not going to enjoy it because for some reason, like I said, this genre is either one where I end up loving the book or really disliking it. So that leaves me with two more books to get to that I didn't get on my Phase 10 TBR. The first is Winter House by Ben Gutterson. This is the middle grade monthly pick. This is a reread for me, and I had been planning to read this in December, actually, along with its two sequels. And I actually have a Discord set up. I will leave the link in the description below if you want to discuss this book with me, and then in December read books 2 and 3 and discuss those with me. I really enjoyed this series the first time I read them, but there was a gap between each of the books, so I wanted to read them kind of back to back to back so that I could get the whole story in one quick swoop. So I planned to do a reread, and when I saw that this was going to be the middle grade monthly pick, I figured I would do the first book in November and then read the second two in December. So if you don't know what this series is about, the first book says, Orphan Elizabeth Summers, malevolent Aunt Purdy, and Uncle Burlap ship her off to the ominous Winter House Hotel owned by the peculiar Knowbridge Falls. Upon arrival, Elizabeth quickly discovers that Winter House has many charms, most notably its massive library. It's not long before she locates a magical book of puzzles that will unlock a mystery involving Knowbridge and his sinister family. But as she uncovers the hotel's secrets, Elizabeth starts to realize that she is somehow connected to Winter House, for better or for worse. Mystery, adventure, and beautiful writing combine in this exciting debut set within a hotel full of secrets. So this, like I said, is a book that I really, really enjoyed. It definitely has all of those winter vibes, so if you're looking for a book with winter vibes, this is definitely a good book to choose. I'm really excited to start my reread, and I hope that some of you choose to join me in my Discord and chat with me about this book, or really any of the books I'm reading or any of the books you're reading, because I love chatting with people about books. The other book I needed to squeeze on my TBR for this month was my book for Buzzwordathon, and the prompt this month is the word lost, and for this I want to read The Key of Lost Things by Sean Easley. This is the sequel to The Hotel Between, and that is actually on my Believe-a-thon TBR because it's been so long since I read the first one that I know I need to reread that before I read this one. So hopefully I can somehow get through both of those books along with the rest of my TBR in the month of November. All of the information for Middle Grade Monthly, which I forgot to mention is hosted by Jade from JD Ray Reads and Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and Buzzwordathon, which is hosted by Books and Lala, will be linked in the description below. So these are some of the books I'm hoping to read in November. What are you planning to read in November? Are you taking part in Believe-a-thon or any other readathons? Let me know about them in the comments section below. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me lucky emojis because I'm going to need all the luck I can get to get through my ginormous TBR. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!